Good morning, everyone. 안녕하세요. It is a great honor to have this valuable opportunity to present my paper here today. From the bottom of my heart, I would like to express my gratitude to all the members of the Sakyadhita for their enormous efforts in organizing this wonderful conference. I send my heartfelt respect to all of you. And I sincerely welcome all our foreign guests from abroad. Today, I would like to talk about how we can practice Buddhism in daily life, and I will share some thoughts on this topic with you. Let us begin with the purpose of life. What do you think that most people want to achieve in their lives? If we can compare our lives to mountain climbing, which mountain do you want to climb? For many people, it could be money, fame, or a high position in society. And these mountains are just for themselves and their own success alone. But we all know that this isn't enough to achieve true happiness. These materialism and self-centered values have caused numerous problems, conflicts, discrimination of all kinds, and sufferings on earth. We know that we have to live together in order to survive in this global community. And we know that changes must be made. We need cooperation, empathy, and generosity. We know it so well that even the companies that were profit-driven and blinded by competition are called upon to take different paths. Facing this situation, leadership education for companies has recently undergone significant changes. Some of the key features of these changes are looking inward and working for the benefit of all. First, we'll talk about letting go of self and looking inward. Let's take you theory, for example. According to Professor Arthur Shammer from MIT, we can bring out the best potential we have in us by going deeper into our inner space and emerging from within. And there are also many other theories like this on the importance of looking inward. Another change is the emphasis on coexistence. Some people suggest that we have entered the era of quantum economy where interconnectedness and infiniteness are recognized as necessary economic principles. In this era, management is required to be done with compassion and empathy. These two changes that we have discussed, going inside and coexistence, don't they sound so easy and obvious? However, in reality, the ocean of life can be very hard to surf through all the waves. The waves of problems can often overwhelm us. Many people today are just too busy that it's hard for them to go inward or be compassionate at all. Then, how can they practice these two? As you may already know, meditation is becoming popular worldwide as a method of searching for inner peace. But on the other hand, there are some who criticize meditation. They say it can be a spiritual bypass, which means that while meditating, some people tend to avoid pain without having fundamental changes in themselves. They also criticize that some ways of meditation have been individualized, that people are blinded to societal or structural problems. So, it might provide them with only an instant satisfaction that has been commodified like McDonald's. This is what is called mindfulness. Then, what can Buddhism offer to people as a daily practice? Here, I would like to introduce to you a practice method presented by Sun Master Daeng of Korea. According to Sun Master Daeng, everyone and everything comes from one mind, and all phenomena are the manifestations and functions of one mind. She explains that our life consists of our body, consciousness, and the fundamental mind with limitless wisdom and compassion, which means human body, consciousness, and fundamental mind are functioning as one mind altogether. Therefore, we should remain connected to the fundamental mind so that we can use wisdom and compassion from our foundation. Then, how can you adopt this principle in our daily lives? Master Daeng compares this mind process. Master Daeng has presented a simple way to practice it, letting go and entrust. You should first believe that your fundamental mind exists prior to even your own thoughts. Regardless of what you think, when you entrust it to your fundamental one mind, the mind energy from the foundation functions to make changes in outcome. By observing this process, you can develop positive faith in your foundation, and with that faith, you should keep letting go and entrusting again and again to your fundamental one mind. Of course, the results may not always be what you've desired, but if you are going to overcome the habit of being attached to your ego, it is necessary to practice to entrust everything to the one mind without any exceptions. It is the principle of doing without thinking you are doing. One mind is the true doer who is doing everything, not yourself. Master Daeng compares this mind process to a computer. She said, experiment with your mind energy in your daily life. It's like we have an inner mind computer. We already have the data input saved in our mind computer. Then, according to the input, the computer automatically generates the output. By saying it functions like a computer, Master Daeng means whether it's positive or negative, what emerges from within ourselves determines how we think, feel, and act. However, Master Daeng also said that those inputs are not fixed and are inherently empty. Thus, we are free to change it. It is not destined to be our destiny. We can re-input so that the previous input of I can be erased and reprogrammed to be attuned to our fundamental mind. Hence, we can be the masters of our inner computers. And here, about this principle, I would like to share a story from my own experience. I've been working as a counselor for many years, and I wanted to help people in need. Years ago, I was asked to help the prisoners on death row. At first, I was very scared because I was afraid of crime and violence. Naturally, I was hesitant to accept the task. But then, I remembered this principle of mind and decided to make a new input and said to myself, it's not me who's doing all these things, but my foundation, one mind. I started to let go of my fear and entrust it to my foundation. I began to meet the prisoners over the years, and it was not easy every time, especially since some prisoners didn't seem to change. Sometimes I just wanted to give up, to be honest. And whenever I was frustrated like that, I just kept entrusting my thoughts to my fundamental mind. And that's why I have been able to meet the prisoners for more than 20 years until now. It was a big step for me. Now I know that I have my foundation to depend on. Knowing it motivates me to be bolder and made me face difficult problems head on. I learned much from that experience, and I am very thankful for it. Now that we have discussed these practices, we also need to know how to live together in harmony in this global society. As Master Deng emphasized, we are all inherently interconnected through one mind. Hence, our lives should progress in a way that we benefit one another. So, how do we coexist with other beings? We should communicate through one root of one mind. Now, for this section, I'll share with you a part of Master Deng's Dharma talk.
내가 모든 내면 세계의 한 마음, 외부의 모든 것이 들어오는 대로 한 마음. 옷과 날아다니는 것도 다 모두 통일해서 모두 작용을 하고 한 마음으로 돌아갑니다. 전부 통합니다. 하여튼 그래서 한 마음으로 돌아가는 동시에 이 한 마음은 이 개별적인 한 마음이 아닙니다. 포괄적인 한 마음. 즉 공생, 공용, 공체, 공식화하고 돌아가는 한 마음. 이 한 마음을 딱 한 마음으로 씌운다면 중심, 주인공이 되는 거죠.
As you have listened, Master Deng promotes coexistence both inwards and outwards. When we think of coexistence, we usually think about communicating with other beings, but Master Deng emphasized that we have to coexist in harmony with our inner beings first. There are various inner consciousnesses, so many, that it's like a community. These consciousnesses constantly emerge within us. And we should be able to control them by entrusting them to our fundamental mind. When we can do that, those consciousnesses can be transformed into bodhisattvas. Master Deng said that this transformation is part of the true evolution of a human mind. How do we coexist with other beings? No matter how different we are all connected through our foundation. When we let go and entrust to the fundamental mind, things communicate and move towards harmony with the whole. Master Deng's practice method has a number of characteristics, and I'd like to explain them to you. First, we can use the events of our daily lives as materials for spiritual practice, which enables us to experience the wisdom and harmony of the fundamental mind. Simply let go and entrust all that you encounter to one mind. Although this method may seem simple at first glance, it actually aims for a fundamental transformation on your spiritual level. The daily practice of Sunmast Daeng can be considered not only as mindfulness meditation, which is widely practiced today, but also as the utilization of a mind that directly exercises the energy of our mind. Next, Master Daeng calls on us to start from yourself. You can be the master of your mind and you are free to change. To benefit yourself and all other beings, above all, you must start from within and save your inner beings first. Regarding our relationships, Master Daeng said, every other being is another shape of myself. If we realize the meaning behind these words, we can communicate with anybody through our fundamental mind. She also said, a deep and sincere mind can reach anywhere. It is the true energy. Nowadays, we are very concerned about all the problems on Earth, such as climate change and environmental issues and many others. So, many predictions and suggestions were made on the question of what the future of the Earth might be. And according to Master Daeng, it all depends on the thoughts of each and every one of us. Master Daeng always wished that all beings may blossom their own flowers of enlightenment. As I finish my talk today, I too sincerely hope that all people on earth will light their Buddha mind and wake up and laugh. Thank you very much for listening to my talk.